This little pond here in Las Vegas is a microcosm of overpopulation. And in lots of ways, Las Vegas is a microcosm of overpopulation of the world. There are people who come to this pond and they feed these ducks constantly. And the ducks keep on coming and the pigeons. And I noticed it takes a crew, a full-time crew of about 4 to 6 men, and they clean these ponds weekly. And still, the water is too dirty for fish. There's no fish in these ponds, but people come and they feed the ducks. And as you can see, this little pond is way overpopulated. And in many ways, like I said, Las Vegas is now overpopulated. If you go to the Las Vegas newspaper website, 90% of the time, the first picture you will see on the website is a police car with yellow police tape. Some sort of a shooting, a stabbing, a beating, or a murder happens almost every day. This is what happens with overpopulation. You have less freedom, more restrictions, more fines, more nanny state surveillance, more kleptos looking for easy money and power. And funny thing was that yesterday was Pi Day. Pi Day is March 14th. And Einstein, believe it or not, was born on Pi Day. And pi is a very interesting number. It appears to be woven into the very fabric of our universe. Everywhere you look, you see this number. If you times pi by 10 million, you come very, very close to how many seconds there are in a year. And you will never find the true value of pi because it's just, the computer cannot even find it. Matter of fact, there's a test for a computer, a stress test for a computer in trying to compute the true value of pi. And how does pi connect with overpopulation? Well, if you think about it, going back to 1350, when the Great Plague hit Europe, over half the population died because of the plague, which was carried by the fleas that came from the Mongolian gerbils, which was transferred to the black rats. And these fleas, which were carried by the rats, they carried this plague all through Europe. But if you plus, the year 1350, if you plus 314 years to that, it's no coincidence that that's the time of the new plague started in the Netherlands in 1664, exactly. 1350 plus 314, the exact year, 1664, the Netherlands is where the new plague started in Europe. And it grew on to the Great Plague of London in 1665, and it spread to Paris and France and Austria, spread everywhere. So everywhere you look, you see this pi number woven into the whole universe. It's just sort of strange. But if you, from the time that the plagues hit the 17th century, you puts us right about the same time right now. Puts us in a new time. And since 1970s, HIV, Ebola, has killed over 40 million humans in the Congo region. So, yes, plagues and diseases are always here with us, but it's just strange how these cycles coincide with the number pi. And of course, it all ties into overpopulation, of course. So, this little pond, this little microcosm here of overpopulation. And if you put it in with the number pi, it could drive you crazy, actually. The whole concept of the number pi could actually drive you crazy because it transcends any true value. You cannot figure out the true value of pi. It transcends time and space. So I guess this is an argument about not feeding animals. Unless you're raising the animals to eat as food, you may not want to feed the animals. There's a good argument. You feed animals for food, then you later on they're your food, and you keep the population at a right number. But these ducks and pigeons, they're not food, so they just keep on growing and growing.